Welcome to WebStylePress. If you are new here, consider subscribing and hit bell icon. What is Tutor Bootstrap? Tutor Bootstrap is a front-end library that comes with pre-built components, JavaScript plugins, responsive grid system, and CSS utilities that can be used to quickly design a responsive website. If you need CSS grid system, use full CSS classes to style HTML, tooltips, pop-up windows, alerts, accordions, and toggle breadcrumbs, carousel slider, drop down menus, navigation bars, navigation menus, and things like that. Tutor Bootstrap offers these and more out of the box. You do not need to create basic HTML components again and again. Just use CSS classes provided by Tutor Bootstrap and get desired element. It's that simple. If you create simple HTML, use WordPress or create static website, you will most probably need Tutor Bootstrap in order to make your life easier. Most websites use Tutor Bootstrap. If you create websites, learn to use Tutor Bootstrap. Tutor Bootstrap comes with CSS files and JavaScript files that you have to link in your web page to make it all work. Which files should you need and where to put these in HTML? This is the question. In this video, I will show you how can you properly link Tutor Bootstrap version 3, 4 and 5 in HTML. Method that we are discussing here is for static websites. For Node.js, React.js based websites, Tutor Bootstrap has got separate package that is installed via npm modules. In case of React.js, it is ReactStrap, not Tutor Bootstrap. ReactStrap is Tutor Bootstrap for React.js. Where to get Bootstrap and which version? Search Tutor Bootstrap and go to their official website. You can download any version from there. You can also link any version of Tutor Bootstrap from CDN.js website. This is CDN.js website, cdnjs.com, Content Delivery Network. This is Bootstrap's latest version right now, currently version 5, and this is Bootstrap's version 4, and this is Bootstrap's version 3. If you search Tutor Bootstrap in Google, you will find such results. Click at getbootstrap.com and you will land at this page. Go to Docs, and from here you can see this drop down menu that contains different versions. You can switch to Bootstrap version 3, 4, or this is latest one. In case of 3, from the website, click at download Bootstrap and then click at this button, download Bootstrap, not download source, not download SAS, this download Bootstrap. CDN links have been also provided here. But CDN website is different here. In case of Bootstrap 4, from Bootstrap 4 website, click at download Bootstrap. And from this page, click at this button, download Bootstrap. Under Bootstrap CSS and JS. You don't need source files. You can link via CDN. This is Max CDN link for CSS and JS for Bootstrap. So you need to click here. And in case of version 5, click here, download. and then here this download button, compiled CSS and JS. Click here to download files. You don't need source files. You can link via CDN JS or this CDN network. So this is version 5. This is version switcher. So search Twitter Bootstrap and go to official website. You can download any version from there. You can also link any version of Twitter Bootstrap from CDN JS website. Latest version is recommended to use, although in your development career you will also work on projects using older versions of Twitter Bootstrap. That is why it is good idea to have a look at third, fourth and fifth versions also besides latest. At least you should know changes between different versions of Twitter Bootstrap. Third version had additional icons and used floats, CSS floats. Fourth version dropped icons and adopted flexbox, CSS flexbox instead of CSS floats. Fifth version dropped jQuery dependency. Third and fourth versions depend on jQuery in order for their JavaScript components to work. So we have got Bootstrap version 3, Bootstrap version 4, Bootstrap version 5 and CDN.js website. We can search Twitter Bootstrap from here. Click at this link and then we can select version from here. And get the files to link from here, from these boxes. Smart developers keep reusability in mind and arrange files and folders for each project effectively. For static websites, my recommendation is to create a folder named as assets and keep images, CSS files and JavaScript files in it in their separate folders by name. At project root level, you should have your HTML pages and assets folder. This is my project folder. I have got index.html. This is my source. I have source folder. I have already downloaded Bootstrap 3, 4 and 5. I have extracted the version 3 and 4 and then 5. And in my project I have got assets folder. Assets folder has got styles folder, scripts folder, images folder, fonts folder. I will keep JS files in scripts folder. I will keep styles file in styles folder. Styles files means .css files. So this is my project. And this page, HTML page is opened here. This is my HTML structure. And I have linked Bootstrap 4 here via CDN.js. Remote linking, and I have linked my custom.css file here. So keep your custom.css file below Bootstrap. We do not change Bootstrap. We do not change plugins or libraries. We override them always. So we keep our custom.css file. This is my custom.css file. I will be working in this file. I will change this file. I will make changes in this file. I will override Bootstrap's CSS in case I will need to override it in this file, custom.css file. I will not change this file. I will just link this file. That is why I only need its minified version. Right? We need minified versions of jQuery, Twitter Bootstrap or any other library that we use. And then after that we link our custom.css file. And at the end I have got in the end my custom.js file. This is my custom.js file and this is at the end. and jQuery is at the top. And after that, I have got Bootstrap's JS file, Bootstrap bundle minified version. Keep it after jQuery file, and then at the end, keep your custom.js file. Keep this priority in mind. Now I will delete these files as I will link these again. I will show you how to link these for different versions and from different locations. So I have only got my custom.js file. Perhaps I should let custom.css be here. So I've got my CSS file here and my script file custom.js here. Now, which files do you need and how to link Twitter Bootstrap? We link Twitter Bootstrap via CDN.js remote links, or we can download Twitter Bootstrap files in our system and use them. If you are practicing something or you need work to be done quickly, use CDN.js links. Otherwise, it is always better to download Twitter Bootstrap files and link them from your project directories. CDN links can change or CDN site can go down. In that case, your website will not receive remote files data that you have linked via CDN. This is why it is always better to use links locally. Download Twitter Bootstrap and use those files instead of linking via CDN.js. So this is my project. I have got assets folder. Inside the assets, I've got fonts folder, images folder, scripts folder. Scripts folder has got custom.js. Styles folder has got custom.css. I've got source folder, and inside this source folder, I've got this Bootstrap 3. Bootstrap 3 has got CSS folder, fonts folder, and JavaScript files folder, JS folder for JavaScript files. And for Bootstrap 3, we will need minified version from this CSS. And we will need bootstrap.min.css and bootstrap-theme.min.css. These two files we will need. And from the JS folder, we will need bootstrap.min.js. You can link bootstrap.js and you can link bootstrap.min.js, but we will use bootstrap.min.js. Min means minified version. This is minified version. Like this is the regular version of JavaScript file. You can see commenting here. You can see proper spacing here. This code is understandable and you can understand it. This is a more readable code. But this bootstrap.min.js is not readable. You cannot make much sense of this code. You will have a hard time to understand it and to see what's going on by looking at this code. This is minified version, and we need this because we won't be changing it. We will just link it. We just link it and forget it. Right? We will not change it. And it is smaller in size. That is why we use minified versions of libraries and such for such plugins. So use minified versions. So this was, and we will need font files. We will keep all these fonts in our fonts folder. So I am going to Bootstrap 4 now. For Bootstrap 4, we have got CSS folder, and from here you can see a lot of Bootstrap reboot, Bootstrap CSS, Bootstrap CSS map, Bootstrap min.css. We will use Bootstrap min.css, and that's it. If you only need grid system from Bootstrap, you can use Bootstrap grid.min.css. But these files are not needed. You will just use Bootstrap min.css. And then for the JS, we will use bootstrap.min.js from here, and there are no fonts for Bootstrap 4. And for Bootstrap 5, we have got CSS folders. Similarly, we will use bootstrap min.css. and then we will use from JS folder bootstrap.bundle.min.js. We will use bundle, right? So for the fourth version, we have got bootstrap.min.js. All right. So now you have got roughly an idea about which file to use for in case of Bootstrap 3, 4 and 5, because when you will download these folders there will be many files inside these folders. You do not need all of those files, so keep that in mind. So let's link our Twitter Bootstrap for our project. Let's link Bootstrap via CDN JS, but first we will prepare our project. And for that we will need jQuery. From CDN JS, search jQuery. Get the latest minified version of jQuery and then paste it here. And then for Bootstrap, we are using Bootstrap 3. So we have version Bootstrap 3.4. Twitter Bootstrap. You can see a lot of files here, but we will need only bootstrap min.js and paste it below jQuery. For CSS, Bootstrap theme minified version, copy tag, paste it here, and then Bootstrap minified version for CSS, copy tag, paste it here. So first Bootstrap CSS minified version, then Bootstrap theme minified version CSS, and then your custom.css, and at the end, after jQuery, Twitter Bootstrap's JavaScript file minified version. We are using minified versions because we will not be changing these. We will override these in our custom.css file if there will be need. Here is our template, and as you can see, Bootstrap 3 has been implemented. Let's create some grid. Class raw, call md 4 or 6. And our grid is also working. And then from Bootstrap, let's bring its Moodle. Go to JavaScript section of from Bootstrap 3 and click at this Moodle, and let's bring this Moodle. This is the Moodle content. Paste it somewhere below at the page, and this is button. We will need these attributes to trigger the button. Apply these attributes here. So a single JavaScript component for our Bootstrap version 3 is working, and our grid is working. We have applied Bootstrap 3 here. And let me show you, if I remove Bootstrap minified version JavaScript file from our project, then this model will not work. And if I remove jQuery, then this model will not work. So jQuery is required. Bootstrap version 3 is dependent on jQuery for its JavaScript based components such as Moodle. So this is how you can link Bootstrap version 3 from CDN JS. You will need Twitter Bootstrap's CSS file, Bootstrap minified version, and then you will need Bootstrap theme minified version CSS file, and then jQuery and Bootstrap's JS file minified version. And if I go to console, refresh the page, and you can see hello world. That is coming from our custom.js file. This is how you can link Bootstrap 3. Let's link Bootstrap 4. We will need CSS and JS files. This is Bootstrap 4, and we have got version, let's use 4.6, version 4.6. And here we have got Bootstrap minified version and Bootstrap grid CSS, Bootstrap reboot CSS, Bootstrap minified version CSS. Copy this, paste it here. Bootstrap's CSS minified version before your custom.css file or main.css file, and then we have got Bootstrap bundle minified version JS file, JavaScript file. Paste after jQuery. Bootstrap.bundle.min.js. Save. And now this is Bootstrap 4. Refresh. This is Bootstrap 4 now. But Moodle is disturbed for some reason. So let's go to components, search components from Bootstrap 4.6 docs, and then here, where is Moodle? This is Moodle. So here Moodle is this, HTML for Moodle is this one. And then trigger is this one. So data target, example Moodle. This is the ID, that is target. Copy some text and paste it inside body. And let's see. Reload. Now this is Bootstrap 4. And this Moodle is now working for Bootstrap 4. So our grid is already working. So we have linked Bootstrap 4 via CDN JS. Let's link Bootstrap 5 now. Remove. And this is Bootstrap 5. Bootstrap 5. Let's use this one. We have got Bootstrap bundle here. We don't need utilities, reboot, and we just need bundle for JS file. Copy this file, paste it here. Bootstrap.bundle.min.js. And then we will need CSS file. Bootstrap min.css. We need this. Paste it here. Save. Refresh. And now this is Bootstrap 5. So button is not working. Moodle is not working. So console has got no error. And I'm going to comment this now. And let's bring Moodle from Bootstrap 5. So documentation for Bootstrap 5 docs and search here Moodle. So implementation is same. And let's remove jQuery. Save. Reload. Let's copy the trigger as is. Let's change the ID. Save. Refresh. And now it is working. Close button is not working. So for close button, what have we got here? So this trigger is different. Refresh. And now the close button is working. So we have linked Bootstrap 5 as well, and as you can see, we do not need jQuery for Bootstrap 5. We have removed jQuery and linked Bootstrap bundle minified version JavaScript file for Bootstrap 5, and it is working without jQuery. You do not need jQuery for Bootstrap 5. So this is how you can link Bootstrap version 3.4.5 via CDN. Let's link Twitter Bootstrap by downloading files. We will remove these CDN links. I will remove this model because you got the idea already. We will again need jQuery. But let's use jQuery from jQuery's website by downloading it. Download compressed production version. Compressed means minified version. Save link as. Save. Now we have got the jQuery and assets, scripts. This is the name of our jQuery file. Let's link it. Script, source, jQuery. And here I should mention one more thing, that I am using defer for my custom.js scripts. It is because I want this file to be loaded when everything at the page is done loading. But I will not use defer with jQuery because I want jQuery to be loaded first and then other scripts. So this is our path for jQuery. And now Bootstrap. Let's start with Bootstrap 3. Assets. So this is our source, Bootstrap 3. From CSS files, we will need theme, minified version, and we will need Bootstrap minified version CSS. These two files. Assets, styles, paste. Copy file, and this is the file name. Paste it here. So first theme, then minified version of Bootstrap CSS. Like that. Then for JavaScript file, we will need Bootstrap minified version. Assets, scripts, copy file name, paste it after jQuery. And we can use defer here. Right? Then we have got fonts. We will need all of these fonts files. Assets, fonts, and here. Paste it. refresh, and this is Bootstrap 3 linked. And there is error in the console. Bootstrap minified version JS file, it cannot find it because our path is not correct. It's in assets scripts folder, and now error is gone. So this is how you can link Bootstrap 3 by downloading its files. Another thing that I should mention, we have got Bootstrap 3 here, and let's go to its CSS section, and we have got fonts here. If not here, then go to getting started page or go to components page, and here you can see these icons. Inspect it. Let's say you want to use this font. You have to use this code to use that font. And this is our star. Now if I go to assets and change this font's folder's name, or I can cut it and I can paste it at root level of my project, and then this font will not be loaded. Star is not loading. Go to console, and you will see that it is complaining that .woof file font files, it cannot find .ttf and .woff files, right? So where is that path? Let's say your folder structure is different and you have to keep these fonts somewhere else. So where will be the change? So change will be in CSS file, bootstrap min CSS. And in my folders, in style, this is bootstrap min.css. Open it and search fonts here, /fonts. These are the path. This is the path for fonts files. You can see this one, this one, this one. So we have to change this path now. So this is the CSS file. It was looking at one step backwards. Now we have to change this path to this one. Now it is one level more away from this CSS file. Replace, save, and as you can see, this font is loaded now. So if fonts are not loading, you have to take care of this path for fonts files in CSS file. I am reverting it, and then I am moving these fonts back to my assets folder, and this is Bootstrap 3 linked. Let's link Bootstrap 4. So for Bootstrap 4, we don't need these fonts and styles. Removing script, and we don't have an image here. And then we will go to source, Bootstrap 4.6. It's got CSS file, and for CSS file, Bootstrap CSS minified version, bootstrap min.css. We will only need that. Project, assets, styles, bootstrap min.css. Bootstrap min.css. So the name is same, and we do not need this star here now. Save. Source, Bootstrap 4, JS files. We will need bundle here. We will need bundle from here. And minified version, Bootstrap bundle min. Copy, project, assets, scripts. Now this is the file name. Paste here, save. And that's it. This is now Bootstrap 4 linked. In our project, it is complaining that bootstrap theme.min is not found. That is because we don't have bootstrap theme min CSS file for Bootstrap 4. We will just remove it, refresh page, and the error is gone. So this was Bootstrap 4. Let's link Bootstrap 5. Remove JavaScript file, remove CSS file for Bootstrap, go to projects, source, Bootstrap 5, CSS. Whoa, lots of files. Bootstrap min.css. Project, styles, Bootstrap min.css, name is same. Source, Bootstrap 5, JS file. We will need bundle from here, minified version. And that's it. Project, assets, scripts, Bootstrap bundle min. Name is same. Name is same. Save. Refresh, and now this is Bootstrap 5 linked. And in this case, we do not need jQuery here. And that's it. So this is how you can link Bootstrap 3, 4, 5 via CDN JS links, or you can download files for any version of Bootstrap, keep these files in your project and use these locally. I hope you liked this video. If I missed anything, you can comment down below. If you haven't already subscribed, subscribe to this channel and hit bell icon to receive updates. Join us on social media. Links are in the description below. Stay tuned for more updates. I will see you in the next video.